How did you decide to come here to Norway and perform?
Well, because I saw a poster that says hip hop livel, like, you know, live by hip hop. And when it translated, it made sense. Yeah. Like liver, it's like it was Lever, I think. Yeah. I was very lever. Yeah. Really? Yeah. For real? Yeah. That means live by hip hop?
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest difference between the audience that you meet in the States and the audience you've met here in Norway?
The biggest difference is just communication, the gap. That's all. Just trying to learn the Norwegian dialect or idiolect. It's complicated because you have letters we don't have in our vocabulary.
When did you decide that you wanted to become a rapper and an artist?
I used to sell like music cassettes, like underground tapes. Yeah. I would put together a sound system and go and play in certain certain neighborhoods around where I grew up in Compton. I play like in Carson. I would play in Compton, like in neighborhoods. Compton was kind of really small, so I played like on the south side, the north side, the east side, the west side. Then I went to LA and I met Egyptian Lover, and they taught me how to make it into a business. In 1989, I learned how to kind of distribute my tapes, so I realized that it was about the recording of it. So I did recordings of my own tapes and sold them in the same swap meets that Dr. Dre and Eazy-E sold their tapes at, like the Rhodium swap meet.
What would you consider as the highlight of your career so far?
It was a couple of things. It was producing Tupac's greatest album, All Eyes on Me, hanging out with Janet Jackson and shooting pool with her brother Randy Jackson and beating his ass. Hanging out with Whitney Houston, was hanging out with Prince, Beyonce, and Destiny's Child when they were really young. They're so funny. Texas girls, this is the cutest thing ever. And being on the road with all my gangster homies too, like MC Hammer, who's the biggest gangster of all. And Dr. Dre and Snoop and Cube and Eminem and 50, and helping them with their records and helping Dr. Dre with his Detox record and just living my life.
If you hadn't become an artist, what would you work with or do for a living?
That's a good question. I mean, that's a question that the things I have done that I like is like construction work, like building houses. Yeah. Or demolition, like tearing up old foundations to build new foundations, to pour new cement. Yeah, I like building. Cool. I'd probably be a carpenter.
What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Spit in my face, so I punched him out back in 1991.
Today you did a performance here at Rocken, as we call it in Norwegian.
Say it one more time.
Rocken.
I don't roll. Like, it's like, I can't roll it. Rocken.
Do you know any Norwegian words?
No, just except like nai, and I know snus. Look. I love Norway culture. And I'm just DJ Quick. I'm only in my 40s. I haven't even begun to live. And Quincy Jones has lived 5 more lives than I have. He's like a cat. He's on his way to 9, and he'll probably get there in 2 weeks. So long story short, I love you, Quincy Jones. It's because of you, Michael, and Rod Temperton that I do this. And Stevie Wonder and Curtis Mayfield and Aretha Franklin and all of my people that have made my life interesting in music. There'll never be another me.
You performed at the Rocken today. Yes. And a year ago, we had this Norwegian comedian here that did a stand-up show. And a couple started having sex in the audience. What do you think about that?
That's not safe because unless they're a married couple, it will disturb people around them. And if there was somebody in the audience that's underage, if they see that, they think it's okay to do it. And they could possibly do it and get pregnant or get a sexually transmitted disease, and it'll be a bad experience against the law.
What would I have to do to become as cool as you are?
You'd have to meet Snoop Dogg.
Okay. Can you hook me up or?
Yeah, well, XZIBIT is closer because he spends more time with Snoop. But if Kiki says okay, yeah, you can meet the dog. Okay. Hey, but you gotta call him. Hey, you gotta call him. What up, dog? You'd be like, hey, dog. Just call him dog. Okay. Dog. Like if you go Snoop, it's kind of annoying to him. Be like, hey, dog, because he's like the king of the dogs. He's like the boss dog. Call him boss dog.
Boss dog. Okay.
Y'all gotta pardon me. I'm a little drunk because I've had champagne, vin.
Where do you want to be in 40 years from now?
Dead. I want to die. Preferably, I want to die riding a motorcycle.
Okay.
No, wait. I want to die riding the new Ferrari.
No.
The new Ferrari. I want to die in a new Ferrari.